automatically offer you understanding to absorb healthy nutrients if your food is, or if your stomach is satisfied with whatever goes in it. So forming those understandings. I was in an interview with a large group of individuals, and I applaud some of the thinking from some of the younger adults, where they say, you might have to go back to the land, man, and re-understand everything. The problem becomes with all this stuff is already here. You know what I'm saying? Why not just add to it? Go back, add to it. Don't break it down. Don't demolish it. Don't have to go all the way back to the jungles. But the understanding is be able to comprehend what you're doing precisely. Don't leave it up to somebody who was pressured by slavery to be offering you the proper answer. Right? That's where I say, there's no such thing as independence in real life. It's all codependence. If everything was gone, you would have to depend on the earth. You still have to depend on air. And if you don't depend on air, you end up having to depend on something else. Right? So, these are the understandings that we need to come to as individuals in order to be able to progress. And so that's why I say, man, that's a great, great thought. But we need to come to another realization, in a place where there's wars and incompetence. There's people who are incompetent and say that, because we're capable of fighting, we get to call the shots. But they tell you can't swear, right? You can't swear. That's a bad form of expression, right? However, they can go and kill a whole bunch of people, right? They push you to the limit, to the point where you're fucking out of fucking control, and they tell you can't be out of control. You can't be out of control. They keep fucking lying to you, committing fraud, discrimination, constantly bullshit. I didn't tell your ass, you can't. You try to buy something in stores today. Call any of these corporations. Try to negotiate a deal. Because you know for a fact that they're actually making this shit for free. You buy a machine, you work your way to the point where you're actually creating the product for free. That's business. That's what we do. Try to negotiate with that retard. Offer that person a lifelong possibility. And then try to negotiate with that same retard. Let's see. Separate and unequal education. National. For much of American history, enslavers and white political ruling class in America also believed it was in their best interest to deny education to African Americans in order to dominate and control them. Slave states denied education to nearly all enslaved people. While the North and Midwest segregated their schools and limited or denied access to free black people. After slavery, Southern states maintained racial hierarchy by legally segregating black and white children, and white-controlled legislatures funded black public schools far less than white public schools. In Alabama, state legislature stated in 1889, education would spoil a good plow hand. Black teachers received lower wages and black children received fewer months of schooling per year and fewer years of schooling per lifetime than white children. Contrary to what Americans are taught, United States Supreme Court landmark 1954 case Brown versus Board of Education to establish the racial segregation in public schools is unconstitutional, did not mark the end of segregation. After Brown versus Board, many white people and white-dominated school boards throughout the country actively resisted integration. In the South, segregation was still in place through the early 1970s due to massive resistance by white communities. In the rest of the country, including California, education segregation occurred when government-sanctioned housing segregation combined with school assignment and sitting policies. Because children attended the schools in their neighborhood and school financing was tied to property taxes, most black children attended segregated schools with less funding and resources than schools attended by white children. In 1974, the United States Supreme Court allowed this type of school segregation to continue in schools if it reflected residential segregation patterns between cities and suburbs. In part, as a result of this and other United States Supreme Court decisions that followed to further undermine desegregation efforts, many public schools in the United States were integrated and then resegregated, or never integrated in the first place. So this is a brand new document for me. I haven't read it yet, but it has the same information as the interim, which I did read the dominant portion. So excuse the reading, it's not perfect. If anybody is interested, please feel free to get in contact. Very interested in having you on the show if you have experienced any of these issues, especially. Please come on through. Able to link you through any of these channels, and we can discuss some of these issues. Let's see, where are we? We're on page 7 right now. Matter of fact, as of now, I'm going to call it a day. We will continue back right here on this particular page tomorrow. And then we will go ahead and, because I think this one ends pretty soon, lead to the next document, the actual intro. Again, that link is right there. So you should actually be able to go ahead and download it It takes a while to download. If you have a slow computer, it's probably going to take a few minutes. It took mine, I think, 4 or 5 minutes to download. So, internet, it's high speed these days. You might be able to get that bad boy to download pretty quick. Other than that, you're able to go into that link, open it up. It's right in the cloud, and it should just open it up for you. So you don't have to download it at all. That's the intro. This one is the executive summary. We will be back here tomorrow. Please be certain that you get the book. This is my first book, lesson 1. Get the book, A Leap in the Fall. It's in stores. It's right now. The first edition is right there for you. Please take a look at it. This is one of the commercials that I will be using. This is a mock-up. Looks like it's on a billboard. I'm building my website, Degini.icu. It's my marketing company. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Blessings and success.